Hello, this is the casting hydralist Ken Nursky Decker coming to you guys live with a special VP Gamers Gamecast. This game's special for one very important special reason. This is going to be a VP Gamers versus VP Gamers member game on the map Teldarim Altar. First spawning as the green Protoss in the south, we have ApBullet. Now spawning up here to the north as the purple Zerg, we have CorPulmanale. This is going to be on the map Teldarim Altar, as I said before. Important to note that on this map, there is 4 Xel'Naga towers located in the center of the map. Very central to hold, especially in these cross-style positions, but really in any position, these Xel'Naga towers can play a huge role. There is no gold bases on this map. There is instead a relatively easy to take third, with some destructible rocks, and a relatively easy to take fourth. So this map does lend itself to some macro styles of play. Do have ApBullet putting down his first pylon in a forward position, so maybe going for a kind of early expand play. We'll see what he actually ends up doing. Is scouting out with that first probe on 9. Going to see that CorPulmanale is not in this close ground position. End up scouting elsewhere. Meanwhile, CorPulmanale also scouting now forward with his initial drone scout. Looks like we do have the first gateway coming down for ApBullet. Does put it down 14, so a little bit of a delayed first gateway, but probably can get away with that in these positions. Meanwhile, back in the base of CorPulmanale, we do have a 14 pool going down. Has not started any gas just yet at this point in the game. Starting to become more and more common for Zerg to delay their gas a little bit. Is actually now going to put it down on 15. Meanwhile, we do have the first scouting probe of ApBullet heading towards the base of CorPulmanale. He's going to get a look at what CorPulmanale is up to. Going to see that he does have his pool nearly completed along with his gas. Zip around the base, make sure nothing suspicious is going on. Probably won't see much of any kind of goofiness coming up. Those all look very standard so far at this point in the game. Meanwhile, back in ApBullet's base, the first gateway has finished. Now getting out a Zealot. Also going to be adding on his Cybernetics core. So very standard opening for ApBullet, although he does have his buildings in a forward position, which could be to hide some kind of a 4-gate, or could be some kind of a fast expand. So CorPulmanale is going to be active about scouting. Does have this drone in the side of his base. I do not believe ApBullet actually sees it. No, he actually has no idea it is there. He is too busy over here, has put down a pylon, wants to slow down CorPulmanale from expanding as he did go pool first. Probably going to cancel that pylon, does cancel that pylon D. And then CorPulmanale actually not expanding. He's going to retreat this drone back to his base. No idea exactly what he is going to be doing here. Has not gotten link speed yet with his first initial gas. So everything looked normal up till that point, and ApBullet actually has no vision of this whatsoever. Did not see that. He did not put down an expansion. Warp gate research is now underway, adding a second gateway that will make the front of his base walled off tightly. Meanwhile, CorPulmanale actually going to be adding a fast second gas and a fast layer. So going to some kind of very early one-base tech play. Will be interesting to see what CorPulmanale is actually going to do, as he still has yet to take this natural base. Does have a rally point towards it for his forces. Has his links for it. CorPulmanale actually with excellent vision of the map. Now if we look, he has control of all 3 of these forward Xel'Naga towers. Has an Overlord spotting out to the side, so nothing is going to be able to easily scout forward for ApBullet. ApBullet now adding on a third gateway. Warp gate research a little over halfway done. Now we have in the base of ApBullet, we have a Roach Warren started and Ling Speed started, so this could be some kind of a Nidus play or something like that. Definitely would have a hard time supporting roaches and some other kind of unit off of just one base. It's be very interesting to see what CorPulmanale is going to do. He does actually still have that drone in the base of ApBullet just hanging out. ApBullet's still completely unaware that it is there, I believe. No, does not see it still. A couple of links scouting forward, wants to see what ApBullet's up to. Sees he's not moving out. Right now, ApBullet just with a couple sentries and a Zealot, looking like he's going to be putting up his Nexus soon. And back in the base of CorPulmanale, we do indeed have a Nidus Worm going down. CorPulmanale building out some roaches and some lings as we speak. Nidus Worm is on the way. And meanwhile, back in the base of ApBullet, he still has no idea what is going on in the base of CorPulmanale, and he is getting up his expansion nexus. If we look at the income tab, ApBullet at 33 harvesters, CorPulmanale cutting at 26. So ApBullet going way ahead in the harvesters. But if we bring up the army tab real quick for you here, you can see that the army supply is now slightly in ApBullet's favor, but slowly starting to swing ahead in CorPulmanale's favor. Worker supply largely in ApBullet's favor at this point in time. The Nidus Swarm has completed getting loaded up with roaches and lings right now. He does have his base rallied straight to the Nidus Swarm. And oh my, we do have this Overlord slinking forward. Does not have great vision of this ridge up here. Also still even has that drone inside his base. Really could put the Nidus Swarm down at either location. And then we have a robotics base started up for ApBullet. If he can get out an Immortal, that might be huge to try and hold this. Also has a forge going forward, so actually could potentially put down some cannons near his mineral line. Will be interesting to see what he actually does. And the Nidus Swarm is actually on the way. The Nidus Swarm is down on the north side of ApBullet's base. He has no idea it's there. He has no vision of it whatsoever just yet, but he is going to know it is there now as the Nidus Swarm screeches. Units pouring out of it instantly. ApBullet knows something's up. He is moving forward with his sentries. He's going to force field off. The Nidus Swarm does not want any more reinforcements coming through, but the roaches quickly cleaning up these zealots. These sentries alone are not going to be able to hold these roaches, pulling a couple of probes. Stalkers now being warped in and moving forward. CorPulmanale microing is very well right now, picking off all those probes. Roaches still with quite a bit of health. More roaches coming through. It's going to pick off another sentry. Throwing down some more force fields, but actually leaving a hole, and the roaches are going to be able to actually continue moving forward, picking off one sentry. Picking off the last sentry. Now it is just Stalkers versus roaches. Tries to warp in an extra Stalker, but instantly gets picked off by CorPulmanale. Didn't even get a chance to warp in. ApBullet now being forced to pull all his probes to try and help defend this. CorPulmanale is just going to be backing up, trying to kill off all these probes. Probes and Stalkers moving forward. Lings now pouring out of the Nidus Canal. ApBullet just frenziedly trying to warp in more units, trying to hold this off. CorPulmanale killing down the probes. It's going to be very, very, very close. 3 Stalkers now left against 4 roaches. Warping in 2 more Zealots. So now 2 Zealots and 2 Stalkers versus 4 roaches. Picking off one of the Zealots. Backing up. He does end up getting one of the roaches. Gets another roach. It's now 2 versus 2. ApBullet needs to clean this up. Supply-wise, we see CorPulmanale on 49, ApBullet down to 20 supply, losing a bunch of workers in that exchange. If we look at the income tab right now, it is 15 to 26 harvesters right now. Going back to the production tab, those roaches moving forward. ApBullet not able to reinforce this fast enough, but no more reinforcements come through the Nidus Canal just yet. He needs to kill it. Oh my god, 4 more roaches coming out. I do not know if ApBullet is going to be able to hold this much longer. Does not even have the money to get out an Immortal now. 1 Stalker left, warping in another Zealot to try and tank for the Stalker. 2 Zealots. Moving forward, trying to pick off these roaches. Desperately needs to get these roaches before any more reinforcements come through, but more reinforcements have actually already arrived. Now they are joining into the battle. The last Stalker is about to die, and ApBullet broke as a joke is going to have to GG out of the game. Absolutely crazy, amazing play by CorPulmanale. ApBullet just did not have the right kind of vision, had no idea it was coming, and subsequently ended up losing this game. Congrats to CorPulmanale on his win. An excellent play, very interesting, innovative strategy. So this is going to be Ken Nursky-Decker saying peace out for now, guys. On behalf of VP Gamers, I will see you at the next cast.